this is a review of Power Rangers Dino Charge The Royal Wedding, and yeah, it's a good one. We open up on the museum where they're getting ready for the Treasures of Xandar, and Riley's kind of like, Treasures of Xandar. And that's pretty much it. He's just looking around, and Kendall's then sleeping and she's snoring, and you kind of think that they wouldn't put her snoring, but I was like, oh, that's quite funny to some degree, or it made me smile at least. So since Fury has got the Terrazord from the previous episode, we see that Kendall has been trying to create something, and she has, which is the Dino Drive mode, and she tells Koda and Tyler, says, hey look, you know, I've been making these, it's untested, and it kind of makes me giggle when someone says this. Hey, this is untested. You've just made it, of course. You're not going to go through rigorous training. You've just made it, you've just created it, so yeah, that's it. And they just explain that this drive mode is kind of like cool, this is unique and can only be used in the Megazord. Treasures have arrived. Kendall's like, hey, come on now, you know, we need to get ready. I'm going to go talk to Shelby because she needs to talk about something. Switches to like Shelby saying, oh, please, you know, give my friend a job. You know, he does some amazing artwork which looks absolutely fantastic. And Kendall's like, yeah, this looks really good, but this is a museum, not an art show. And just walks away, and Kendall's like, oh. You know, friends are like, oh, yeah, it was cool, you know, it's alright, it's fine, you know, maybe next time, or I'm not getting off the ground. And Shelby's like, oh, and you kind of think, well, it's true, it's not an art museum, it is actually a museum, but you could design all the graphics and stuff and have a lovely artwork of dinosaurs plastered around. I think that would be cool. Shelby comes out, she's looking all kind of like, oh, sad, down and all that, and Riley starts talking about the whole Treasures of Xandar and what happened, and Shelby gets kind of annoyed, saying like, how dare this guy can't say please to get this guy to do all the work. And you're thinking, well, that was probably back in the day. They didn't really have manners. They just thought, make our servants do what we want because I'm royalty. So at this point, Riley carries on. He's talking about how he's about to find something, and suddenly the Terrazord attacks. It's like, ha ha ha! Now, one thing I didn't understand, and I'm a bit weirded about, is when this actually happens, it's the city that gets attacked, and the museum is like far in the forest. How can they see that far? I don't know, maybe there's a magic portal that you can't see off screen, it's just like this massive viewing globe or something. It's like, oh, the city's being attacked, come on boys, we're in the middle of the forest, let's get there. So with this Terrazord attacking the city, we have the Zords being called, you have Chase's and Koda's Zords coming out, you know, all the way, attacking and defending, which is kind of cool. And then suddenly Tyler's like, no, we need to make this a Megazord after the Terrazord turns into its own Megazord, which looks cool. I thought it would be just a support Zord, not a fully functional gold Megazord. So with the new form Megazord, they start attacking, and we find out that Fury's inside controlling, going, ha, I'm gonna win, and then all of a sudden, bam, it runs out of power, and it basically cheeses it. He goes like, hell, I'm out of there. Back at the museum, pretty much at night, they're all talking about the Treasures of Xandar and the exhibition, and suddenly when they pick up this crate, they find out that it starts reacting to the Energems, and inside is the gold Energem, which looks kind of cool, and they're like, yes! And then all of a sudden they have a plan to get Fury to come out to them so they can get the Terrazord charger. Back on the ship we have Fury. He's like saying, come on, connect me up, let's charge this bad boy up, let's get this thing, I need to have the Zord. But then all of a sudden you find out the gold thing that's inside him is kind of like blocking the energy flow, so it's not giving any energy. It kind of reminds me, if you plug your phone into your laptop, it doesn't give the most power to it. So I kind of giggled between that. If you're getting kind of angry, he takes the charger and he goes into the kind of control room, where all of a sudden on TV there is this kind of like X Factor thing that Poisonita is watching, and suddenly an advert saying that the Treasures of Xandar are going to be at the museum, and inside is the gold Energem, and Fury's like, damn, gonna get that. Hell, I'm gonna get myself to the museum because I want to look at that exhibition and I want to take my stuff. After this point, the Rangers are now discussing what they're gonna do, and Shelby comes out in this dress and she's hating it. She's like, God damn it, really don't want to be here. And Kendall's like, yeah, I'll take up the role, I'll do it. And all of a sudden, Tyler comes out and he's like, hey, you know, I look really cool. Shelby's like, no, I'm gonna stay in this dress, I'm gonna be the princess, and you can tell the love is there. And Tyler's like, yes, not Kendall, but Shelby. I quite find this funny. Then suddenly it switches to outside where they're all doing the kind of, like, bring it all in. I like Kendall in the suit. I think she looked really stunning. I'm like, damn Kendall, you look fine. You know what? That stood out to me more than Shelby in a dress. So as Shelby and Tyler are walking up the red carpet, suddenly her friend's there, and she uses her power of a princess turn around and actually grab his drawing and go, I want this, this is going on my wall, and Tyler takes the other one and goes, yeah, this is going to be going in Summer Castle, and boom, everyone then suddenly wants it. So she's used her power for good quickly, because everyone's like, oh god, the plan's going to fail. As soon as Tyler is giving his speech on this whole giant like kind of stage, Fury then attacks and then gets the golden Energem and goes haha back into the Terrazord, and the Terrazord flies off. And then when he puts it into the actual control unit, boom, something happens and he gets forced out of the Zord. Apparently there's that kind of like a program that actually kind of loses control to something, but I kind of think it'd be cool if it just exploded, hence him falling out onto the ground. At this point, the Rangers then all find him and they all get to him. And this is kind of funny because, you know, Fury's like giving insults and Shelby's like, look, I'm not being funny guys, I'm in distress, this hurts, this is my pain, your pain is nothing. And then Ashley goes like, come on, it's ready! And it pulls out the Dino Charge thing and holds it up, pushes the button, and then the guys are going like, oh, peeling off. They're kind of like the fake mustaches and beards, and like, oh, so good. I giggled. She was like, really? That expression, and then they suddenly morph and they all have a fight. After a while, Tyler actually goes against Fury and he has the weapon of the Black Ranger Chase, and he's like, yep, we're gonna use this. And it's actually quite a cool combination of how he's using both weapons. Now, I would have liked it if there was a sword. So he's using his gun and sword mode and using the chompy thing to kind of block attack. That I would have been a lot cooler rather than using a gun. And this is what I liked. So the Rangers then still fighting the bad guys, and then at this point, this gold thing inside Fury is coming out going whoa, everywhere. But then again, it's like, you know, Tyler's about to do it, he's about to defeat him, but then when this comes out, he's like, actually no, I think that's my dad, so I'm going to kind of stop. Fury then turned around to the minions and says, look, just get me out of here. Get me out pretty much, guys. I don't want to be in here. And then, you know, the Rangers are all just standing looking up at the spaceship going off. Now we kind of follow up at the museum with Shelby's friend, and he's turning around talking about all the steals. And I kind of find it rude because you think of all the support that Shelby's given. He's like, cheers Shelby, you know, thanks very much, you believed in me. But doesn't actually put the phone down and say, guys, you know, carrying you back. If it was me, I would just kind of like walk in and, you know, say thank you, spend a few minutes talking, saying like, you know, the same sort of thing, and then all of a sudden like you get this phone call and it's like, wow, my dreams are coming true, this is amazing. After a while, all the Rangers are like, oh, where's Tyler? And Tyler's in command center. He's kind of like going, well, what happened on here, you know, my dad, he's looking at his photo, and like Kendall's like, look, you know, you could have destroyed him, taken the charger and walked away. And Tyler's like, no, that could be something big. When she's like, what do you mean? Like, all the others are there now and they're saying like, you know, we understand what you're going through. And Tyler just says, look, it could be my dad and I don't really want to do it. But we all know it's actually the Gold Ranger, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, and then the kind of episode ends. I liked this episode. I think it was a nice one. It was kind of a, I don't know, an easygoing episode. Shelby annoyed me a little bit with the constant amount of like, you know, oh, you know, someone with that power should be doing stuff for good. And I don't know, I just found that bit kind of annoying all the way through, because it's like, she didn't understand the preferences to what's happened and stuff like that, and that kind of got to me a bit. And it's until the end she kind of realized, you know, my power I can use for good. But apart from that, it was a really good episode. I'm looking forward to the next one, and my prediction is going to be the thing inside him. Originally I did think it was his dad, but it's actually the Gold Ranger, and I think that's going to be pretty cool because obviously the signs are all pointing to it. He charges the gold as the Dino Charger, the Gold Energem, and it just keeps coming out. It won't give him power, blah. So I think it's the Gold Ranger, and we'll probably find out in the next episode after, which will be next week. So there we go, Rangers. What did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know down below in the comments. If you've liked this video, like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Check out Yada Games and all that lovely goodness. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I will see you in a bit.